Hi everyone, good morning. Martha Ermias here, coming to you live from Columbus, Ohio. How is everybody doing? Today is Wednesday. We're already halfway through the week. I hope you guys are having a great day. Today I come to you with another interesting topic. We're going to be talking about leadership today. And for those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Martha Ermias. I live in Columbus, Ohio. I'm an entrepreneur, and I have three passions: entrepreneurship, personal growth, and contribution are my passions. Hi, Tolde. Hi, Mom. Nice to see you guys here. It's Edgo. Can you guys please tell me where you guys are tuning in from? I always like to know where my audience is coming from. Hi, Robel. Nice to see you all the way from Europe. Tech Laimanos all the way from China. Nice to see you guys here. Europe, Canada. It's amazing how, California. Hi, Lydia. How are you? Good morning. Good to see you guys here. Whoa, it's very early for you, Lydia. 6 a.m. today, right now. So today I will be talking about 5 qualities of successful leaders that we can all learn from, okay? But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about leadership and how different people think of leadership differently. I remember when I was going to graduate school, our management instructor asked us a question, and he said, how do you feel about leadership? Is it a good thing to be a leader, or is it not a good thing to be a leader? Hi, Pastor. Nice to see you all the way from Africa. Yeah, so that question, I thought about it, and, up to that point, I didn't really want to be a leader. I really didn't. And the reason for it was because I felt like leadership was associated with power. And in my life, I've seen people with power do the wrong things. And I wanted to be the kind of person who would do positive things. So overall, I didn't think I wanted to be a leader because I didn't want to exercise power in the wrong way. Okay. Good morning, Jerry. Nice to see you. But then, as we progressed within the class, our instructor taught us that leadership, power, and leadership and influence, if it's exercised and utilized in the right way, can allow you to make an impact in the world. And that started to shift my mindset about leadership. Sometimes people feel like being a leader is not a positive thing because they think that it's going to make them a bad person. However, true leadership is actually something that will bring out your greatness and your calling, and you can utilize it for something that's positive, that's really going to impact people in a positive way. So leadership is really good. It's just that we have to make sure that we understand, we have to identify good leadership and bad leadership in the exercise of power in order for us to serve people. So having said that, what are some of the attributes of a good leader that we can all learn from? There are 5 things that I'm going to be discussing about today, and the first one is integrity. Okay, hi Megan, nice to see you here. Hi Daniel, nice to see you. Integrity is the first attribute of a great leader that we really want to talk about. And what does integrity mean? Integrity usually means that doing the right thing, whether somebody is seeing or not, when some, not just in front of people, but when no one is paying attention or there's nobody around, still doing the right thing is integrity. And also doing the things that you said you are going to do is also integrity. Keeping your promises and doing the right thing no matter what. So living up to a higher moral standard and being ethical, all of that is encompassed in integrity. And whether you have a job, whether you have a business, whether you're leading an organization, a nonprofit, whatever you're doing, your integrity is going to be tested over and over and over and over again. Regardless, you're always going to be presented with choices to make. And some of the choices that you have to make, especially in the time of your integrity being tested, it's going to look like you're going to lose some gain or some benefit if you make a choice to honor your integrity. a lot of times integrity is tested because there's going to be some kind of loss of gain. It could be financial gain, it could be respect, it could be recognition. That if you chose if you chose to stand with your principles and maintain your integrity, then you're probably going to temporarily lose something. That's why it becomes hard to keep your integrity, because a lot of times, you know, people are afraid of losing something, and they start to get into start to exercise things that are not really in line with their integrity. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like, you know, when you feel powerless, sometimes like children, for example, tend to lie to their parents, mainly because they feel like they're powerless and they can't get what they want. You know, they can't get what they want, and they feel like the only way to do it is to try to be mischievous, to try to lie or try to cheat and things like that, because there is an upper power and they feel powerless. However, they grow out of it as adults. A lot of times they grow out of it and they start to learn you know, values of integrity and things like that. Unfortunately, some adults never grow out of it. It becomes a habit and you just continue. And the other funny thing about integrity is it's a habit that keeps building. Once you compromise integrity, you have to compromise more of it. And if you start to build integrity, if you start to say no to the wrong things and yes to the right things, that's also that continues to build upon, and your level of integrity continues to increase. Okay, so why is this important in leadership, and why are we even talking about it? Well, there's three kinds of people. There are people who are unsuccessful, and there are people who are temporarily successful, and there are people who are permanently successful. Now, if we want to attain permanent success that doesn't really break down, that's built on a strong foundation, then we really want to build it upon integrity, because there's so many stories of leaders that rise up that have temporary success, but they didn't build it on integrity. They built it on cheating and lying and things like that, and it catches up on them eventually. It catches up on them. Either they get caught by the law, and some of them are in prison. I was reading an article on an energy company that actually really builds their whole business on cheating and deceiving people. Enron is the name of it, and it didn't go very far. It was considered as one of the most innovative companies when people really didn't know what Enron was doing, but it really caught up on them, and you know, the whole company was destroyed eventually. So lack of integrity does not allow you to have permanent success. So that's why it's very important to learn from great leaders who build their success on integrity and really follow their examples. And it doesn't start on big things. It starts on small things. You know, cheating or not cheating, doing the wrong thing or the right thing, really starts from the very little things that we do in our daily activities and the choices that we make. You know, there's a guy called John Huntsman Sr., and he built a $12 billion company from the scratch. It's a chemical company that he built, and he also wrote a book that's called Winners Never Cheat. And in that book, what he says is that integrity is the one reason that he became as successful as he was, and that book is all about integrity. It's called Winners Never Cheat. So integrity is a very important characteristics of a great leader that we can all learn from, and all of us are always tempted to stray away from our integrity, to break away from that principle every single day. And the choices that we make is either going to help us build character and help us build permanent success, or it's going to catch up on us. Whatever mistakes that we make in terms of lack of integrity is going to catch up on us. So, you know, and this is not to really be judgmental on ourselves or on our past or how we've practiced integrity or how we haven't practiced integrity. We all have an opportunity to make the right choices starting today, and start building integrity in order for us to build that character and really impact the world in a very positive way. Second thing that great leaders have that we can learn from is belief. Great leaders have unwavering belief. The belief that they have is in three things. They believe three things. Number one, they believe in themselves. Great leaders believe in themselves. They don't necessarily think about where they are right now. They understand that their current situation really doesn't dictate their future, and they believe that they can do anything if they worked at it. Every time they see an opportunity, they try to find a way to make it happen. They try to learn ways that they can make it happen instead of like really limiting their vision based on where they are right now. So they have a strong belief in themselves, and that's something that we can learn from great leaders. Number two is belief that anything is possible. You know, they believe that anything is possible. They understand that there is always a solution to a problem. Actually, a friend of mine always says this: there's no problem that cannot be solved. You know, they have the I can do it, anything is possible. If somebody else has done it, then I could do it too. That's the kind of attitude they have. Okay, so they believe in themselves. They believe that anything is possible. They also believe in other people, which is very, very important. They believe in other people. Their outlook of life is really filled with belief. They see the positive as opposed to the negative. They see what's possible as opposed to what's impossible. Their thought process is really filled with positive, abundant mindset, abundant thoughts that really drive them to keep moving forward. So that's something that we can all learn from great leaders. I mean, all of the great leaders of our time, business leaders, for example, Richard Branson, Steve Jobs, or Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, all these people, they believed the impossible. They believed in themselves that they could do it, and they believed in the impossible. And when nobody else was believing in what they were doing, they actually continued to do what they were doing because they had belief. So belief is really one of the things that actually really paves the way for success for our life. So if some of us feel like we lack belief in ourselves, or lack belief that things are possible, you know, that's most likely trained thought process. It's a thought process that we've been conditioned to think in. And first place to start is really starting to challenge our thought process and start believing, start exercising belief. Actually, there's a book that I'm reading right now that I could really recommend if anybody's interested in starting to believe in themselves and believe that things are possible. It's called The Magic of Thinking Big. It's an awesome book. I'm really amazed by it. I'm halfway through it now. But that's something that we could do to start exercising belief if we really don't believe in ourselves or that things are possible, or believe in other people as well. And that's really very possible. You know, it's just a habit and it's a mindset thing. But without having those kinds of beliefs, it's very hard to accomplish anything. So that's something that we can learn from great leaders as well. Number three, great leaders are good human potential developers. Great leaders always bring the best in people. Hi, Renee. Good to see you. Robel, Edna, Sisai. Nice to see you guys. So great leaders, they bring the best out of people. And again, this goes hand in hand with believing in other people. But instead of like finding out faults or seeing the errors or what people are not doing right, they actually see the positive things that other people are doing. So they bring out the best thing in people. They don't focus on errors, they don't criticize as much, but they see the positive things. They are great encouragers. They're great encouragers. They recognize good works, and they truly care about other people. Great people great leaders truly care about other people. And this is something that we can learn from great leaders that can help us in life too. It's all about, a lot of times when you're stepping into greatness, you no longer are insecure. A lot of times, people don't really pursue about developing humans and things like that. Hi Lily, nice to see you. Hassan, nice to see you guys here. Hi Amy, nice to see you. Yeah, so insecurity is what makes a lot of times people not see the positive in people and try to bring them up or develop them as human beings. But greatness is filled with security, so if we find ourselves really not, if everything is about us, I think it's time to step outside of that and really care about other people and raising them up and developing other people, bringing the best out of them, encouraging them, recognizing their good works and things like that. When we're doing that, we're becoming better leaders, and success is going to come to us. Success is really a result of serving other people. Any kind of success that you want to achieve, it's all about serving other people, and then you do have the fruits of that labor. So great people, great leaders are good human potential developers, and that's something we can learn from them. Number 4, great leaders have great perseverance. They persevere through hardship. Again, this is something that you learn to do depending on the kind of heat you're used to take. Sometimes, just a little heat can get you irritated and quit and give up and things like that. But the more you endure, the more you're prepared to endure more. And the more you're prepared to even endure more of that, And the more adversity you endure, the better and stronger person that you become. And the better leader that you become. And you become prepared to handle greatness, to do great things. Okay, so great leaders, they don't get there without enduring so much adversity. And the more stories that I hear of great leaders that inspire us, that we want to get to where they are, their story is filled with so much adversity, so much scar, so much failure, so much disappointment. And the only reason that they are where they are is because they endured. They endured and they persisted. Now, persistence, endurance, and perseverance makes you a strong person that can provide more. It actually changes your heart. You become more humble. You become a servant person. The quality of your personality, the quality of your character and leadership is really created when you're going through those tough times and you're really enduring the heat. So great leaders persevere through adversity. That's something that we can learn. So and this is something that just recently I was reading a book, and it just hit me. A lot of times, the adversity that we pass through, a lot of painful situations that we pass through, things that not working out, or things, very negative stuff that we pass through, it's actually really designed to make us better as opposed to bitter, to make us better, not bitter. Okay, so if you see adversity as a season where you are being made, where you're being molded, where your character is being shaped, you're definitely gonna take it in and persevere, and you're gonna get the best out of it as well. So that's something that we can learn from great leaders. Number 5, the last one, great leaders are great contributors as well. They believe in contribution. They're about providing value. They're about helping others as well. Okay, they freely share. Even though they're not going to get anything out of it, they freely share. Okay, they're about providing value. They go out in the community and provide value. They're not into what can I get out of this. They have a heart where they really want to share and contribute as well. It's not about me, or for me. What can I get out of it? They're not about receiving. They're about giving. Great leaders. And that's something that we can all learn from great leaders as well. because, you know, the more you give, the more you're about sharing, the more you're about contributing, that's when you actually start to receive as well. But I don't mean to say that we should share so that we can receive. We just have to have the heart of sharing or giving. We have to develop that kind of personality where we're about giving, and whatever you give, it comes back in different forms, you start to live a life of abundance and a quality life when you are a giver. Okay, so the more you're interested in helping others, the more you're interested in providing value to others, the more you're interested in blessing others, the more you will be blessed. That's just the formula of the world. So that's something that we can learn from great leaders as well. They're into sharing and giving. So 5 great qualities of great leaders that we can learn from today that we discussed is: number 1, honesty and integrity. They build everything that they have based on honesty and integrity. Number 2 is belief. They have belief in themselves, they have belief in people, and they also have belief that anything is possible. Number 3, human potential development. They're into developing human potential. Number 4, perseverance. They persevere through different adversity and tough times, and they're ready to take the hit every single time. Number 5, contribution. Great leaders are great contributors as well. Hi Sammy, how are you? You summarized my message. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right guys, that's what I have for today. I hope you guys are having a great day, and if you find value in my message today, please go ahead and share it. I do appreciate it. If you have comments or anything you want to say or questions you have, please go ahead and comment. I'd like to interact with you as well, and I do appreciate you. Make it a great day until I see you again tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. God bless you. Bye-bye.